Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world, and this is Sports Buzz. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, and first of all, wishing all our viewers a very happy Diwali. Now, coming up in the next half an hour. IPL 2025 retention announcements set to ignite cricket world. Fans await the fate of their favourite stars ahead of the Diwali night. India look to avoid whitewash in the third test match against New Zealand at Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai. Pride, reputation and WTC points will be at stake for Team India. Los Angeles Dodgers clinches the 2024 World Series, beats the New York Yankees 7-6 at Yankee Stadium and seal a 4-1 series victory. The D-Day is finally here as retentions for the upcoming edition of the Indian Premier League will be announced. The cricket fans all around the world are eagerly waiting to know the names which have been retained by the franchises ahead of the mega auction. Many big names are expected to go under the hammer in the auctions as they are not going to be retained by the teams. Reportedly, LSG, which is Lucknow Super Giants, have parted ways with their skipper KL Rahul, while Delhi Capitals are also highly likely to release Rishabh Pant. South Africa quick Kagiso Rabada has dethroned Indian pace spearhead Jasprit Bumrah as the top bowler in the latest ICC men's test player rankings. Rabada has claimed the #1 spot on the back of strong form for the country during the ongoing World Test Championship, taking his 300th test wicket during the recent 7-wicket triumph over Bangladesh in Mirpur. On the other hand, Bumrah failed to take a single wicket in the second test against New Zealand in Pune and dropped 2 places and is now currently at third spot. Australian fast bowler Josh Hazlewood has moved up to the second. And now, England cricket captain Ben Stokes says a masked gang burgled his home when his wife and 2 children were there while he was in Pakistan for the recent test series. Stokes said his family did not come to any physical harm, but a number of sentimental items were taken. Stokes posted pictures of the missing items, external, including the medal for the OBE, which he received in 2020. Stokes, who lives in Castle Eden in County Durham, he said the incident occurred on the evening of 17th of October. The following day, England were beaten by Pakistan in the second test, with Stokes dismissed for 37. Former West Indies captain and all-rounder Jason Holder has highlighted the importance of England's third white ball tour of the Caribbean in as many years as a massive boost for the survival of West Indies cricket on the international stage. According to reports, the tour is viewed as part of the debt repayment by the England and Wales Cricket Board to the West Indies, who played a crucial role in sustaining English cricket during the COVID-19 pandemic in the summer of 2020. This tour took place at the height of the COVID outbreak with strict biosecure protocols in place. It played a significant role in mitigating the ECB's potential finances losses, which could have exceeded £380 if the entire summer schedule had been cancelled. The highly anticipated and the fastest form of game, Hong Kong Cricket Sixes, is back to entertain one and all. The tournament, that will run from November 1st to November 3rd, promises to unleash some thrilling encounters at the Tin Wong Road Cricket Ground, featuring 12 teams competing in 6-a-side matches. The 12 teams have been divided into 4 pools of 3 each and will compete in a round-robin format. India, who will be led by Robin Uthappa, are part of Pool C and also have arch-rivals Pakistan alongside UAE. Hosts Hong Kong will kickstart the tournament, taking on South Africa, while the high-voltage clash between India and Pakistan will also take place on the first day. Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers clinched the 2024 World Series after recovering from 5-0 down to beat the New York Yankees 7-6 at Yankee Stadium and seal a 4-1 series victory. A topsy-turvy game was turned upside down as its halfway point as the Dodgers exploited Yankees' fielded errors in the top of the 5th inning to level the scores. It is a second title in 5 years for the National League champions, who had previously won in the COVID-shortened 2020 season. Facing elimination, the Yankees came out swinging in the Bronx as back-to-back first-inning home runs by Aaron Judge and Jazz Chisholm Jr. put them 3-0 up. The streets of Los Angeles erupted in celebration after the Los Angeles Dodgers beat the New York Yankees 7-6 to win their first World Series championship since 2020. Fireworks illuminated the night sky as jubilant Dodgers fans drove through the streets, honking horns and waving flags, revealing in their team's championship win. The Dodgers trailed 5-0 in the fifth inning when were down a run in the eighth before a sacrifice fly from all-star Mookie Betts capped the biggest comeback win in a clinching game in World Series history. The showdown between two marquee franchises had been a boon for Major League Baseball, with Dodgers slugger driving record TV ratings in his native Japan. Team India will be desperate to bounce back in the third test against New Zealand starting Friday in November at Mumbai's Wankhede Stadium. The Indian batting lineup failed to meet expectations in the previous two matches. In the second test in Pune, the hosts chasing 359 were bundled out for 245 runs. Meanwhile, New Zealand has climbed to fourth in the WTC standings after beating India in two consecutive tests. They must win their remaining four tests to secure a place in the final. Following the India tour, New Zealand will play a three-match series against England at home. Meanwhile, the men in blue India finds itself in a tricky situation after losing the first two tests against New Zealand on home soil. This defeat has significantly impacted their chances of reaching the World Test Championship final. Currently, India must win all six remaining tests in this cycle to secure the top spot. If they lose any of these games, Rohit Sharma's side will need other teams vying for the top two spots to falter. All right, and DD correspondent Narayan Singh is joining us live to give us more updates on India's chances in the WTC final. Hi Narayan, after losing back-to-back two test matches, it seems like that India is somewhere low on confidence. And this is the third match which is going to take place between New Zealand and India at the iconic Wankhede Stadium. Tell us, what are the chances of India reaching the WTC final? Now they have lost back-to-back test matches, and that too on home soil after many years. What will their intent going into the third test against New Zealand, who is high on morale after beating India on home soil in two consecutive test matches? And also, what should be their intent while going inside the ground this time around, Narayan?
Siddharth, if talk about the intent of this Indian team, as we know that the culture of the Indian team has been changed. It doesn't matter for them whether they are losing the two matches. They will play the attacking style of cricket. We know that in the past few years what they did, always playing an aggressive kind of cricket. Even they are not going for the draws. And if you take a look at the match against the Bangladesh, where it was washed out the first 3 days, and India won that match against inside 2 days. So they are always looking for a result. This is the stance of the in this Indian team. And talking about this match, it's not only about the WTC, but a prestige pride is also at stake for the Indian team, because they are we can say that can enter in a unfamiliar territory, because India never lost 3 matches. It means a whitewash. They were never whitewashed in a 3-match series. Last time it was a 2-match series in 2000. That was against South Africa. But we can say that it's a very tricky situation for the Indian team. Also about the Wankhede pitch, as we know that on day one, for the first couple of hours, it always favors the pace bowlers, because we can say that a bit of grass on it, and it is also very necessary to have grass on it, because the pitch is totally a red soil pitch. If there will be no grass, then it will crumble very soon, and it will be very difficult for any team to play in that circumstances. But we are hoping that India definitely will bounce back. We know that we have a talented bunch of players. There is no doubt over their potential, no doubt over their talent, but they need to play to their potential and according to the situation. And if they do that thing, definitely India will bounce back. And the most important questions mark are over Rohit Sharma and the veteran Virat Kohli. And we know that the struggle of the Virat Kohli against the spinners in the past few years, especially after the COVID. So these are the issues the Indian team need to address, and especially if you take a look at the last 8 innings of the Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, there is only a single half century by both the veterans. So their performance and their runs definitely matters for the team. If the two heavyweights of the game deliver here, definitely it will be, we can say that challenging for New Zealand to win the third test also. If we talk about the second test match, where India at one point of time has a grip in the match when Yashasvi Jaiswal was there and Shubman Gill was there. They were playing the flamboyant cricket, but as soon as they lost their wicket, definitely India were at, we can say that, at the receiving end of the match. So these are the few issues, and especially reading the condition is also very important for the team, as they failed to read the condition in the previous two matches.
Definitely, Narayan, you've already used the word veteran for Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma. Now, let me just ask about the young blood which is coming into the Indian squad. You say Shubman Gill, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Sarfaraz also performed really well. How crucial will be their role in the third test match, to get India a win in this dead rubber?
Definitely, as we know that this Indian team is going through a phase of transition, as the veterans of the game, Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma, they are almost, we can say, towards the end of their career. And we know that the young breed, especially the kind of cricketer Jaiswal is, we know that what kind of cricket he has played, scoring 2 double hundreds for the India in test cricket, and Shubman Gill too. So they are the pillar, we can say, the future of the Indian cricket, but they need to prove that they are on the same, we can say, same class as Rohit Sharma and the Virat Kohli. They have, we can say that Virat and Rohit has, the kind of contribution they have done for the Indian cricket is immense. So these are, we can say that, the upcoming veterans, upcoming big players, upcoming great players of the India. For that, they need to establish themselves by winning, by coming back from the precarious situation like the Indian team is right now. They need to play their best game and show that we are the future of the Indian cricket. And we know that they have the capability and down the order, the way Washington Sundar did in the previous match against New Zealand, taking wickets. And so we are hoping that they have the potential, they have the class, they have the talent, but they need to show that at the Wankhede pitch, because it is a very important match for India. It is not only about the WTC points, but also about the prestige and pride of the Indian cricket team. And hoping that they will do exactly that thing. They will understand the condition. Especially we talked about the failure of the Indian batsmen to play against the spin. So these are the few issues they will address, and if they can address these issues, definitely India, we can say that, has an upper hand in this match, and already they have the WTC points are also on their mind.
Definitely, Narayan. Let's also talk about IPL as well. It's a cash-rich tournament, and when IPL is approaching or it's about to come, people are very excited, especially in India. Such is the tournament, and such is the format, and such is the performances of the players. Now, Narayan, the D-Day is certainly here. Retentions for the upcoming editions of the IPL will be announced. Many players are expected to go under the hammer, and reportedly Lucknow Super Giants have parted ways with skipper KL Rahul, and also we're getting reports that Delhi Capitals likely to see the release of Rishabh Pant. What are the updates related to it?
Siddharth, if we talk about the updates, the information has coming, as you mentioned, that Lucknow Super Giants have parted away with KL Rahul, and it was on expected lines, and it will be crystal clear when all the franchisees will submit their retainees at 5 p.m. to BCCI. And we know that the last time what happened at the LSG with the owner of the LSG and the KL Rahul, and also we know that they have already, the news is coming that they have retained Nicholas Puran for a staggering price of the 21 crore rupees. And this is just because the strike rate of the Nicholas Puran, look at his strike rate, it hovers around 190 to 200, and especially if you talk about the RCB match last year, it was around 300. And if you take a look, the strike rate of KL Rahul, it is around 120, 110. So T20 is a game of all about the strike rates, and it is also in the interest of the franchisees that they want the players who can just win the matches for them. And also the thing for the Nicolas Purim is that his flexibility. He can open, he can play down the order, he can play in the middle order. So we can say that they will go for KL Rahul is going under hammer, and the other retainees, Ayush Badoni, they have retained, as the news is coming from the LSG side. And if we talk about Rishabh Pant, as we all know that he is the veteran of the game in the recent times, the kind of innings he's played for the India. And it will be very emotional for the Rishabh Pant too, considering the fact that he played 9 seasons with Delhi. And last year also, when he came back after his fatal accident, Delhi Capitals generated a lot of revenue with the presence of Rishabh Pant. And this time around, it's going to be emotional moment for if he goes under hammer for Delhi Capitals and Rishabh Pant too. And in the past, we are hearing the news that many franchises are just poaching for him, because we know that what kind of class Rishabh Pant has, attacking player, who is the need of the T20 cricket. And many franchises, if he goes under hammer, will break the bank for Rishabh Pant. And also the news is coming that the Rishabh Pant may also, Chennai Super Kings is looking interested, because they want Indian wicket keeper for the life after MS Dhoni. We know that few seasons are left. We don't know whether he is playing this season, but for how long MS Dhoni will be there with the CSK. So they also want a replacement of the MS Dhoni also. So many franchises we can say that will go for Rishabh Pant in the mega auction that will took place.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Narayan. Jurgen Klopp has defended his decision to lead Red Bull's football operations, acknowledging backlash from fans of his former clubs in Germany who oppose Red Bull's influence in football. Klopp, starting his role in January after leaving Liverpool, stated that he did not want to step on anybody's toes, but felt this new role would still allow him to stay involved in the game without returning to coaching. He highlighted Red Bull's contribution to reviving East German football through RB Leipzig and expressed excitement about advising coaches within the organization. The Copa del Rey matches involving Valencia and Levante has been postponed following floods that killed more than 60 people and caused havoc in southern Spain. Other sporting events were also affected by Tuesday's flash floods that swept away cars, turned village streets into rivers and disrupted rail lines and highways in the worst natural disaster to hit the European nation in recent memory. Clubs, football stars and other athletes including Vinicius Jr., Luka Modric, Sergio Ramos, Diego Simeone and Thibaut Courtois were quick to post messages of support on social media. Both Madrid and Barcelona also held a moment of silence before their training sessions on Wednesday. UEFA will commit $1.08 billion of competition revenue and investment to develop women's soccer in Europe over the next 6 years. The commitment is a part of UEFA's new strategy to grow the women's game, with money going to clubs, national teams, senior youth competitions, with the goals to have 5,000 professional players and 6 professional leagues in Europe by 2030. UEFA President Alexander Kaferin said that the new 6-year strategy would lay the groundwork to unlock the full potential of women's soccer. The French league on Wednesday ordered Paris Saint-Germain to partially close one of the stands at Parc des Princes as the punishment for homophobic chanting by its fans. The sanction will be imposed at the November 5 League One match against Lens. The LFP in fact brought action against French champion after abusive chanting at the October 20 game against Strasbourg. The chants came mainly from PSG's hardcore ultras. Fan base lasted around 10 minutes and were directed against Marseille. There has been an ongoing legal battle between Paris Saint-Germain and Kylian Mbappe. Recently, PSG has decided to further appeal in its dispute with Mbappe to court after French Football League's governing body, LFP, ruled in favor of the France skipper. The French football also ordered the League One champions to pay him $60 million. Our next report brings you more details.
Kylian Mbappe's departure from PSG earlier this year was one of the biggest moves in football history as he left the French side for his dream for playing for Spanish club Real Madrid. The deal became controversial as the World Cup winner departed the club on a free transfer, receiving nothing in exchange. In recent months, both parties have regularly met at various judicial levels over a reported settlement that's still pending. Let's understand the cause of the dispute between Mbappe and PSG. In June 2024, Mbappe joined Real Madrid on a free transfer, ending a year-long wait. Mbappe was with PSG for more than 7 years, scoring 256 goals for the club. During his transfer, PSG argued that the 25-year-old had agreed to waive the sum in August 2023. However, Mbappe's camp asserts that no formal agreement was ever reached and the owed amount remains outstanding. Now, Mbappe believes that PSG still owes him approximately 60 million US dollars. On October 15, the National Joint Appeals Commission heard both parties and delivered its verdict. The commission ruled in favor of Mbappe and ordered the French champions to pay him 60 million US dollars. PSG said it would be forced to bring the case before the competent courts while still trying to find an amicable solution with Mbappe. A PSG spokesperson said the club hopes these basic commitments will simply be respected, knowing that it will be forced to have the player's bad faith judged by the competent court if he regrettably seeks to pursue this incomprehensibly damaging dispute for himself and for French football further. Legal experts suggest that without concrete evidence on PSG's part to support their claim of a waiver, the case is likely to continue leaning in Mbappe's favor. However, the process may extend further if PSG chooses to pursue all appeals. With agency inputs, Faiz Khan's report for TV India.
Congo artist Audrey Mputu is fighting for cultural heritage through his depiction of Rumble in the Jungle. 50 years ago, on October 30th, 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle took place between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman, who battled in a heavyweight match that captivated the world. Mputu draws from that fight to highlight a personal cause, which is to support the growing movement across Africa to bring back artifacts taken during colonial images.
In a small studio in Kinshasa, painter Audrey Mputu carefully hangs a striking drawing. It shows two boxers wearing ornate African masks. Mputu blends sport with cultural commentary. His work honors Congo's past glory while pointing to its struggle to reclaim lost heritage. 50 years ago, on October 30, 1974, Rumble in Jungle took place. Muhammad Ali and George Foreman battled in a heavyweight match that captivated the world. Ali's victory that night was iconic. He regained his world title after it was stripped for refusing to fight in Vietnam, and his legacy has only grown stronger. Today, Mputu draws from that fight to highlight a personal cause. He supports the growing movement across Africa to bring back artifacts taken during the colonial times.
C'est toute une mémoire d'abord.
It's a first and foremost a lasting memory for me. I was told about it when I was a child and it inspired me a lot. I was not there at the time, but it inspired me tremendously. First with Muhammad Ali's process and determination against his opponent. So as an artist, I wanted to represent him in my own way by incorporating everyday elements and cultural elements.
Mputu's tribute to Ali Foreman bout comes as African nations press harder to recover cultural treasures.
Truly, it's a struggle we are undertaking to make people understand that these are objects that belong to us. This is really the fight we need to engage in to understand and reclaim everything embodied in these objects because they are traditional, ancestral items. That's the essence of it.
This year, museums in US and Europe have agreed to return items taken from Congo, Ghana, and the Kingdom of Benin. More requests for returns have come from Egypt, Ethiopia, and other African nations. Though born long after the historic fight, Mputu sees a connection. To him, boxers' struggle in the ring mirrors Congo's daily challenges. Still, he believes Congo's link to the iconic fight is a point of pride. Sports Desk, DD India.
And in an exemplary display of ball control, former footballer Cuban Eric Hernandez created a new world record, achieving 13,985 touches in 1 hour. The holder of several universal records, the 57-year-old Hernandez overwhelmingly surpassed the previous record of 11,901 strokes by Mexican Abraham Munoz. More on this report.
In an amazing display of skill, agility and concentration, multi-record holder and Guinness World Record holder in ball control, Eric Hernandez beat a new record in his specialty. This time, he added the reign in the modality of most touches in 1 hour with any part of the body by reaching a record of 13,985 achieved at Copacabana Hotel in Havana. The 57-year-old said he has an unequaled curriculum of record attempts. He has achieved many marks, including the World Guinness record for most soccer touches with the head in 30 seconds with 187 in 2011.
I would say without fear of being wrong, I'm the man on planet Earth with most attempted record, including who has most Guinness World Record in the domination of the ball, because I have been attempting since 1997 between 3 and 4 records per year.
Hernandez showcased his ball control skills at the lobby of the Hotel Belive, Havana City, Copacabana, where he touched the ball using his head and feet.
These are off time touches. Then the fastest to control for me is with the head.